Hello, friends. It's me. And it's time again for a story. A very strange tale. Or at least I assume it is. I haven't read this before, so we're just going to get right into it. It is time for a story from our friend, Phantom Flower. Hi, Phantom Flower. This is called Wait, You Again? Didn't I block you? And Other Commission Horror Stories. Oh boy! Let's go! Hello, Moonhorse. Hello. And the Celestial Herd. And since I'm posting this on the 31st, Happy New Year. I'm in the best giggly mood ever, thanks to something my brother, Sky Samurai, told me. And I'll tell you what by the end of this story. Don't worry, I got his permission to tell it, and it's the best thing I was told all night. I'm still laughing just thinking about it. I'm already excited. I'm starting to see all of the stories I've posted here are my many misadventures on DeviantArt. I feel a little bad about this, but life is pretty boring. And some of my DA stories lean on the cringe side rather than the creepy side. Sometimes both. There's nothing wrong with that. I like coming here to blow off some steam and hit the mental reset button. And if anyone here gets a kick out of it, you won't hear me complain. So I've got to tell you a few cringe-inducing requests leading up to the end of the year in this mini compilation. The reason I decided to squish them into this post is because they're too small for a meaningful story like my previous DA stories. So let's just put them all here. Also, recently an old character from my past has resurfaced, and because I'm in such a fun mood, I'm going to make a game out of it. It could be Mr. Draw, Sigh the Fluid Guy, the I Follow You Because I Hate Your Art Guy, or Mr. Roleplay. Make your choice and find out by the end of this story. You don't win anything, but you get the satisfaction of being right. Maybe a thumbs up. Did I fucking write this? So to start things off, back in September, I have gotten into the DeviantArt Cookie Run group. Cookie Run being a really cute mobile arcade game where you play with various cookie characters. I'm seriously addicted to it, and I love everything about it. Aside from the fact that I might have a gaming problem, I was welcomed with open arms to the Cookie Run group. That's cool. From here I got a request from someone we'll call Belly. Belly wanted me to draw the Cookie Run character, Rose Cookie, and Apple Cookie, belly dancing, hence the name, and would pay me. I was kind of put off at first. Actually, Rose doing this because it's part of her character, and she loves dancing with all her heart. Apple, on the other hand, is a literal child. Well, I'm already uncomfortable. I managed to weasel my way out of drawing Apple, but convinced Belly I would draw Rose. And when it came to me getting paid, Belly really tried hard to see the pic before buying it. I've grown a tiny bit more wise since way back when I first started. And I felt in my gut, if I really showed him the picture, the full picture, that they were just going to download it for free, and I'd be out the $8. So I cropped a close-up of her face, sent it to him, saying, "There's a sample." I figured this wouldn't be a problem if they were genuine. Alas, they complained that they wanted the whole picture, and I said, "You'll get it once I get paid." "Well, how do I pay?" I sent him my PayPal link. I didn't think too much of it, since I imagined there are other sites that others could receive money through. But Belly messaged me complaining that they didn't have a PayPal and asked if they could use their DA points. I don't know what the DA points are used for, but I know that currency don't translate to the kind that puts food in my stomach. After I firmly told them no, they went on a "woe is me, I don't have PayPal, I never get any free requests," and lecture on PayPal has problems, you lose money. I mean, PayPal does suck, but also not paying somebody is also kind of weird. But my favorite one was Belly trying to convince me to give them the pic, and they'll do an IOU. I let Belly tire himself out through Messenger until he stopped. I did not reply to a single one. I still have the picture. Looks nice in my opinion. But I know that the moment I post it, he'd pounce on it without a second's notice. What a shame. Yeah, I mean, it's a difference between not paying somebody and generally actually having a problem with the system. PayPal is pretty fucked, and recently I went through a whole rigmarole with fucking Venmo. But that was not the artist's fault, or anyone's fault, except Venmo, honestly. And I feel bad about that, but there really isn't anything I can do about it. That system is just fucking broken. Like, nothing worked. I spent a month trying to get it to cooperate, and the only thing they did was freeze my account. For their site fuck up, at that. Isn't the internet cool? My second cringe story comes from a guy we'll call Mr. Foot. Oh, I already don't like where this is going. I met him while I was doing an art trade with a friend's sister. I rarely do these kinds of trades because I'm really hurting for money, but since he was a friend, I relented. Mr. Foot was one of the sisters' followers. How they know each other, I have no idea, but he decided to follow me. Shortly after he followed me, he started to message me. A lot. Under 1 full minute. This kind of freaked me out because I'm not used to being messaged this much at this speed. He also typed in all caps, so I felt like I was being yelled at. The conversation is copied below. And yes, exactly as it goes, grammar errors and all. Also for reference, he's talking about a French cartoon that I have never heard of or seen. I had to look it up later. You watch Celestin? I have no idea what that is. What? What's that? Juan the Asian girl with sandal and feet. I have no idea what you're talking about. Sends pic of this cartoon character with another girl. Juan is the Asian girl with sandal on feet. Thanks for understanding now. Understanding what? Juan sandal on feet, same thin. I have no idea what you're asking of me. Sends another pic of the same cartoon girl. Thanks and same as thin. Juan the Asian girl from Celestin with bare feet on sandal, same thin. Sends another pic of the cartoon girl in a different art style. Juan the Asian girl from Celestin with sandal on feet. This goes on for 3 minutes of the same back and forth. I remember being really confused by the conversation and what Mr. Foot was asking from me. And confusion turned into slight annoyance. So I went on his profile and it says he's from France. So I chalk it up to a communication barrier. So I became a bit less annoyed. I told him that if he doesn't state what he wants exactly, that I'm going to stop all communications. Finally, I felt like we were getting somewhere. My account is... Name of his actual account, but I won't post due to privacy reasons. For demand, thank you. A demand of what? A request, Sam Thin, Juan with sandal on bare feet. All pics are worth $8. As without payment. I don't do requests for free. So long, everyone. And with that, my communication with Mr. Foot ceased. So long, everyone. Goodbye, everybody. By far, this is the weirdest and most frustrating interaction I've ever had. I felt relief that he didn't push for a freebie, and a little bit more that he wasn't a paying customer. I feel like he wanted one of those Foot close-up pics that's usually scattered through DA. Just to be clear for anyone who happens to be into certain things, no kink shame, but no. Another short story, the shortest one, is that of Mr. Flip-Flop. He had been a follower of me since my second year of being a DA member. We met on a Devilman group. He would ask me to draw pics of series characters and my personal AUs. A pleasant person to talk to, but is uber obsessed with the Devilman series. I don't know what that is, but okay. And the AUs he creates around it. Back then, I would do requests for free, but ever since I started selling my art, he's been a bit weird about it. Instead of messaging me or posting on my profile, he would post entire conversations under the comments of whatever art I posted. It just feels weird and a tad bit unorthodox to post an entire conversation under someone's work, when the art is supposed to be front and center. It was even weirder because it would start with a comment like, wow, awesome job, looks great, and then he would post another comment showing off an OC of his and fish for my compliment. Following that up will lead him to requesting me to draw for him. And by requesting, I mean persistently yet kindly urging me to draw this specific thing, as a free gift, if possible. Even when I told him I don't draw things for free anymore, his pattern of behavior occasionally slips every now and then, especially if I draw anything Godzilla or Devilman related. I stopped drawing the two in an attempt to at least slow the comments down. When he did decide that he wanted to pay me for a drawing, it was a disaster. It would either be finished, or in the middle of me finishing the drawing, when Mr. Flip-Flop would message me, telling me he can't pay, or doesn't have the method for paying me, and to forget about it. So cool, dude. I just killed a couple of color pencils, wringed the life out of a dying Sharpie, and wasted the last page of my sketchbook for no reason. Real nice. And this happened 3 times now. The 3rd time he requested me to draw something for a friend of his, and this time he promised he would pay. His friend commented on my profile letting me know that it was for him to receive the art as a birthday present. What do you know, Mr. Flip-Flop couldn't pay again. I feel bad for the friend, though, to expect something, get your hopes up, only to realize it's not happening. It kinda sucks. And before we reveal the answer to the question above, a bonus side story to hopefully make you all laugh. The first story is that my brother and I started playing D&D for the first time ever. Having a lot of fun, made a ton of characters, in case my current one dies. And by made characters, I mean I drew a lot of them. Aside from the point, I'm totally having fun in my campaign. I play a bard/barbarian half-orc with glam rock fashion sense who mostly acts as comic relief. The greatest highlight of the game is when the group enters the Serpent Folk ruins. We discover these saucers of dirt sparkles if we cast fire spells on them. The party was so fascinated by this, assuming it was magic dirt, and started filling our pockets with said dirt. All the while, the DM is holding his hands to his face, trying to hide his laughter. We have seen things on our journey, and the one that has truly fascinated us was dirt. He told us never in his time making these sessions would he have imagined us fawning over actual dirt. Not a DA story, but I really had to tell the dirt story to somebody. I laugh every time I imagine the DM's reaction. Now for the answer to your multiple choice. If you chose Mr. Roleplay, give yourself a pat on the back and buckle up. Things are about to get messy. Anyone who didn't get the right answer, don't sweat it, you're still awesome. Yes, you are. This took place in November when Mr. Roleplay messaged me with the, "Hi, I'm lonely." And I felt bad and started talking to him. Now before you ask me why I started talking to him again after he tried to force NSFW roleplay on me. Also, didn't you block him? I remember what he did, but I totally forgot his username. As for the blocking bit, I thought I did too. So the whole time I conversed with him like normal, talking to him like it was normal, but of course, a red flag was bound to pop up. One day I got a message from him simply saying, "I'm horny." Ew. I gave him a stern lecture on why that was inappropriate, and I don't care if he's pent up or not. If he is, go to an adult website /chat who would be into that kind of thing and take care of it yourself. Don't drag unsuspecting people into your depravity. I think I should get that put on a t-shirt. I firmly let him know that he would never, ever get anything with me. Mr. Roleplay messaged with a simple, "Okay," and then tried to change the subject before logging off very shortly. The last week of November arrives. I got all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed. Yeesh. Because I knew I'd be a fidgeting mess if I was awake, given my extreme phobia of needles, I chose to be put under. Surgery wasn't that bad, to be honest. I just leaned back in my seat, blinked, and then I was done. I couldn't feel my face, but then I couldn't feel any pain, so yay. The one thing that did annoy me was that I had something that felt like a giant plastic bubble in my mouth. I had an urge to pop it, but then realized that bubble was my swollen lips. I was aware enough, so thankfully I didn't pop my own face. When I got home, I slept a bit before logging into DA. I could feel my face again, but could feel I was a little out of sorts. Everything around me looked like it was kind of off-center, but I was aware and awake enough to log on. I originally was going to see if I had any requests, but I saw that Mr. Roleplay had messaged me. So not wanting to be rude, we started talking. Mr. Roleplay asked me how I was doing. I responded truthfully. I told him I got teeth removed and was kind of high. He responded with such, "Is it painful to kiss? Does it hurt when you kiss? Wow, that's good." What an actual fucking creep. I don't know why, but at that moment I sober up, and I was pissed. Understandably so. Painful, kiss, good? What the hell does any of that mean? Is he getting off on the idea of me drugged and in pain? Why the hell is that good? Why am I so angry at this? And I told him not to expect that kind of stuff from me. What the actual fuck is wrong with this dude? I went into his profile, and then everything came flooding back. The attempts for a romantic roleplay. The attempt at initiating romantic roleplay on an actual child. The various videos of disgusting horror moments I sent in retaliation. I'm still proud of that. All of it. Confusion did set in because I really thought I had blocked him, but now was not the time. I was sober, angry, and feeling mighty petty. I went back on Messenger and let him have it. I told him he was a disgusting piece of shit, a pathetic loser who tries to trick people into his disgusting fantasies. And I could forgive all of that if he didn't try those things with an actual kid. He messaged me the next day and of course tried to defend himself, mostly about the kid bit, but not really acknowledging anything beyond that. I finished with a "go fuck yourself" and made sure that I blocked him for good this time. Later I made a status update warning everyone about Mr. Roleplay and told them to block him. My post got seen by one of his younger victims, and we started chatting. Sweet kid, but she really was shaken up when he tried to get personal info. Oh my god. She's safe, and she's informed me that she has blocked Mr. Roleplay and has been reported, but I don't know what good it does since, he's still here. One thing I know for sure is that I'll never see that guy again. One final story to end things on a lighter note. Stories from my younger brother, Sky Samurai, and the utterly bizarre request he received on his account. Don't worry, I got permission to share this. He's an artist like me who introduced me to DA. Unlike me, he doesn't get the weirdos requesting NSFW art. That is, until the beginning of December. He decided to do requests for the holiday season. Got his usual DA users wanting one thing or another, then he got his very own weirdo to ask him to draw something. What this user wanted was a water bowl tied up with a ball gag. An inanimate object tied up with a ball gag. I'm trying to even, how do... The internet was a fucking mistake. This was bad idea. You know what? Let's shut it all down. This was all fucking bad. I don't know why. I don't know if I want to know why or how, but what I do know is that I died laughing tonight after he told me this story, and I really do hope that the Moon Cult and you, Moonhorse, get a kick out of this. Fucking goddamn perverts, I swear to God. And with that, that ends the last few stories of 2021. I hope you all have a wonderful year, and if it isn't New Year, have a good day. Well, it's definitely past the, New Year mark at this point, and thank you for sharing all these interesting fucking stories. I always knew that DA was fucking creepy, man. The only accounts I ever have on stuff like that is just to observe, but I never, ever post anything on shit like that. For good reason, obviously. But just wow. Just fucking wow. To give like a weird kind of side note to all this, like I said, the degeneracy just abounds. Earlier today, I noticed while I was talking with Sango, I was checking my Twitter, and I noticed on the sidebar, it tells you whatever's trending. One of the things that was trending is furries, and my legit first thought was, oh god, what have they done now? I mean, it didn't seem like anything bad. Maybe it was, and I just don't know about it, but to me it just seemed like a bunch of people posting their favorite pictures of whatever it is they were working on. The fact that my first thought was just, oh god, what did they do, does say a lot about what's been going on, doesn't it? That is basically where I get when Phantom Flower says, I have stories from DA, to which my only thought is, oh god, what happened this time? Like, there are just certain websites, whenever somebody says they have a story from something about it or with it, you just know it's going to be bad. I, thankfully, haven't really heard that from the places that, our wonderful Moon Cult goes. And if I ever do hear that, if you kids ever get into trouble for some sort of horrible degeneracy, I will discipline you, and not in the fun way. I'm gonna kick your ass. I can't even say that with a straight face. But no, the internet's a fucking scary place, and sometimes it might have been a mistake. The ocean's looking pretty good. Maybe I need to go for a stroll. Either way, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I have a Ko-Fi and a merch store. You can check both of those out. I'd greatly appreciate it if you do. I also have a subreddit, r/Moonhorse Stories, where this and many other stories came from. Feel free to post there, and I'll definitely check them out. There's a live stream every Saturday. I'd greatly appreciate it if you'd like to come hang out with us. It's a fun time. We do all kinds of weird shit. And I have my own subreddit. I already said that. I have my own Discord. You can check that out, too. Also, I have a mailing address, which is in the description of this and every single video, as well as links to all that kind of stuff. So, go check it out. Could be fun, could be weird, could be both. Either way, I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.